Hello, everybody. It's been quite a while since I've posted any video, to be honest, but even longer since I posted a Brawlhalla video on this channel. And especially if you follow my Twitter, which you should, because I post way more on that than I do on my YouTube channel. You may be a little surprised to see a Brawlhalla video popping up in your sub box or wherever you're seeing this from, considering that I stated what is it, like 6 days ago now, that I had no intention of returning to Brawlhalla and I didn't really enjoy playing the game. Uh, well, to be entirely honest, I'm not. No, I'm kidding. So to be entirely honest, as I start this up and turn on my wonderful music playlist, uh, what happened is that I had every intention of continuing to play League of Legends like I have been, and then my account had a bit of an infraction that has resulted in me being unable to play the game on my main account for 14 days. And it just so happens that has lined up just perfectly with the Spring Championships for Brawlhalla. So I decided I would come back and see how much I can improve and see how good I can do in the Spring Championship. So I've been playing nothing but this game for the past like 3 days. And so I figured why not record a video while I'm at it. I'm playing Gargoyle, uh, who I played quite a bit of at the beginning when I was starting to get back in. But I realized that Gargoyle is not legal for the Spring Championships. And so I pretty much stopped practicing Gargoyle. However, if for whatever reason you were thinking about me when Gargoyle came out, you might have realized, voice crack, you might have realized that a combination of gauntlets and cannon, how great for Steve. He used to be very potent with the gauntlets, and he played a lot of cannon before he ended up retiring from the game. Both of which are correct. However, I'm coming to report to you now that I hate how gauntlets feel currently, and post cannon changes, it's not that bad, but it lost a little bit of the spice it had that made it so entertaining to play. So I'm still decent with the weapon. So in general, this character not as exciting as I would have hoped, given the current state of both of their weapons. However, got some good SIGs for sure. I didn't think they were very good at first, and I still do have an eternal complaint that the cannon down SIG. Let me see if I can land it. This one should have some sort of super armor effect, or like where it tanks an attack, because it just looks like it should. You turn completely into stone, and you're telling me they can just hit you with a move completely regularly? I don't buy it. So I believe that move should have some sort of super armor. Creed thinks it would be broken. Creed's a good friend of mine, who I discuss game-related thoughts with on the regular, and he thinks it'd be broken. I think it'd be cool and fitting to the character. But overall, I don't think that the weapon combination of gauntlets and cannon is very good, mostly because without signatures, you are pretty much at a loss for finding kills. Cannon has some moves that can kill, like side air will kill eventually, nair will kill, but most of the time you have to land a downlight to even combo it. And neutral light will kill if you hit them with it while they're at the edge. And then, I mean, gauntlets, you already know how I feel about gauntlet kill options. It's just a tragedy all around. So you kind of just have to start raw... Ooh, that was good. You kind of just have to start raw fishing for signatures when you get them at a high damage, which kind of sucks, and especially versus players who are very good at the game. They'll just dodge all of your attacks and then punish them accordingly, and you'll just start to fall further and further behind. So that part kind of sucks. Luckily, most of this character's SIGs do a pretty good job of netting KOs early if you do end up landing them, though, which is kind of like a risk-reward trade-off. And I think the character itself, herself, I suppose, I believe Onyx is a girl, canonically. I don't believe that the character is one of the worst characters in the game. Some people think she's really good, but a balance pass over the character hasn't gone over yet, so she might get nerfed if people feel like she's too strong. I think she'll end up at somewhere around the mid tier of characters, because you got like this character will never be worse than just ooh, I almost got that. Than just the tier of pure stinkers that includes like Nash and Thatch and characters with good weapon combos that just don't really work as well as their weapon combos seem like they should. I think Ada falls into that category too, even though Ada's not nearly as bad. But like Ada, you think about like guns and spear. Excuse me. I'm so sorry, I did not have time, given I was dodging my opponent's attacks, to unplug my microphone. But I feel like when you look at Ada's, weapon combo, guns and spear, it seems like she should be a way more powerful character. But because of, some combination of how the two weapons work together, I think it's more because of the stats and the signatures that just make her not work. Especially the gun signatures. All of her gun signatures are horrible. And I don't think Onyx is that kind of character, so she's at least slotted in a tier above those characters in my personal tier list. And if you're really if you're playing against someone who's way worse than you at the game, cannon and gauntlets are two prime weapons that make that feel really good. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Sandstorm do something with this character. Because, Sandstorm's good at cannon. Sandstorm's good at gauntlets. And Sandstorm's also good at abusing broken characters. I'm not saying that's all he's good at, because obviously he's the best player in the world. And he has won tournaments with characters that are not broken. But if a character is broken, Sandstorm is usually one of the first people to pick them up regardless of experience on them and kind of show off how broken they are and abuse whatever signatures they have. That used to be Dobrain's job, but even though he's, I think, maybe starting to play the game again, even if just a little bit, he's definitely not as into the competitive scene. So yeah, Spring Championships coming up. I'm excited. I don't think I'm even close to peak form yet, but I have multiple days left to kind of regain what I forgot about the game. And I can already, go toe-to-toe with some relatively high elo players. So, I'll get there. My goals, my reach goal for 1v1 is to make top 16. My realistic goal is to make top 32. I think both of which would be pretty impressive given the amount of time I haven't played the game. Which, by the way, in case you're curious, I haven't played the game seriously since CEO last year, which I believe I looked it up yesterday, and it was on June 29th, somewhere around that time frame. So it's been 280 something days, I think, 290, 280, something like that, since I, played the game, took the game seriously. So it won't be a speedy process, that's for sure. Ooh, he snuck by. That should be a kill. Got him. So yeah, Onyx is pretty fun. Got Pro Brawlhalla in the lobby. What else was I thinking about? Oh yeah, so I've been liking Hattori, Bodvar, and Jala for serious play, and that's probably who I'll end up playing in the tournament. And I feel like what people have been telling me ever since I got back is that sword meta is back and better than ever. And based on the games I've been playing, it seems like that's true, and sword does seem like an extremely potent weapon right now. I think cannon and gauntlets are both definitely in the lower half of weapons. I'm pretty sure top half is sword, spear, hammer, which as much as it can be a little boring when you have non-string weapons up there. I'll be honest, that's right up my alley. Brings me back to when I started the game. Those were the strongest weapons in the game. And it also, you know, coincides with my character pool pretty well. I've had some of my best results in history on Hattori and Bodvar. And by the way, as far as I tweeted about this, but as far as I'm concerned, Jala no longer exists as a character. Ever since I've started playing a little bit of her and prepping her for the tournament, I've realized that in my brain, Jala no longer exists as a character, and it is only Finn, because that's the skin I use. And as far as I'm concerned, that is the canonical character who has sword and axe. And you cannot convince me otherwise. But I'm interested to see, I'm interested to hear rather how you guys have been doing while I've been kind of taking a leave of absence from Brawlhalla and from YouTube. So let me know in the comments if you guys have been playing BH, if you haven't been playing BH, if you have been playing BH, have you climbed at all, have you picked a new main? I'm definitely feeling very motivated. And I think if there's anything that's gonna, you know, if somehow I have a miracle breakout performance in Spring Championships and I decide I want to continue playing the game again and getting back into tournaments, I think if there's anything that's gonna help me, it's the fact that I've had a little bit of time off from the game and I've learned a lot as a human being. Given that I am now a legal adult, which I don't think was the case the last time I played the game. Which, you know, I mean, who really cares? It's kind of just a number breakpoint that they decided on. People kind of age at different paces, but I think even though I considered myself very mature back when I was 17, and I was still playing the game, I think I've learned a lot about like winning and losing since then, because I've always taken my losses very hard, which I don't think is particularly a bad thing. Because if you've seen the infamous tweet by Ninja that's like, if you don't get mad about your losses, you've now lost twice because you're letting yourself be content with failure or something. Now I might have phrased it more dramatically than he did, but that's the sort of impression it gave off. I think there's something to be gained from being upset about your losses, and I also think there's something to be gained from, you know, recognizing what you did well. So I'm gonna try my best to remain that positive attitude throughout the tournament, regardless of how I do. Let me see if I can win this game, if you don't mind. I'd like to conserve at least a bit of my elo while playing Gargoyle. I'm in danger though. Oh, he walked backwards and baited out my sidelight. I'm alive. I have to find a way to get back to the stage though. Oh, that nair caught me. Grounded nairs is definitely the hardest thing to deal with from Hammer right now, I'd say, because it's like they go to cover a certain angle of approach and they miss, and then you just throw out a grounded nair and everything's okay if they land on top of you. I wonder if this is actually Crocky. Because it looks like a Smurf, given the no skin and base color on Hattori. Oh yeah, I'm 90% sure that it's Crocky after that. Crocky, if you don't know him, Koala Crocky, has a very large Twitch and YouTube following, much bigger than my own. Old school player like myself. We've both been playing for, you know, 5.5 years. I don't know what it's at now, and I don't know if you can really. I don't know if you can count my time anymore since I took a break. Whether that like breaks the streak of playing, and I can no longer use that statistic. You know, it's interesting. During all of what's happening in the real world, with the quarantine and whatnot. I mean, I've already pretty much been self-quarantining myself for the past, you know, 10 years of my life, given that I spend a lot of time playing video games in my room. But you'd think that I would finally take this time to get around to like single player games, which I have a list of single player games that I want to play and have been wanting to play for a while, you'd think that I would get around to some of those games. Like I have Subnautica on there, I have Hollow Knight on there, a lot of like critically acclaimed games. But no, instead I just started it off by playing only League of Legends all day, every day. And then when I finally got banned from that, then you would think, you know, maybe now it's time to visit some of those games that you've been wanting to play for a while. But no, I just picked up a game that I had entirely dropped because apparently I just hate single player games. And I can only ever play competitive multiplayer games with other human beings. Oh, he caught me going high. That was good. It's looking like another brutal elo loss unless I can put anything together right now. Ooh, that was good. He stopped his ground pound at the platform. Tried to spot dodge it. I don't know if it would have hit me. I'm noticing definitely the dash weapon throw on sword is like a good neutral tool that a lot of people have been using. At least more than, you know, before I left. Oh, that caught me. I thought I was going to hit him with the down sig. I think definitely that gauntlet sig is probably the worst of them. I've seen other people use it to good effect, but I haven't been able to replicate it. Oh. I think this one is the best for sure. It strikes me like Nyx's Scythe side sig, how it kind of has a brief delay and then it sweeps across. Where it'll even catch, like, if you start the signature and then they spot dodge to try to dodge it, it'll catch those. Get off your Smurf, Crocky. Get off your Smurf. Frickin' Crocky, dude. At least I think it's Crocky, I would assume. All signs point towards that being the real Crocky. This will probably be the last one that I'm doing in this video. Versus Kaiser. I don't know. I feel like Kaiser... I don't know if he's newer or if he's like a player who was decent when I left and got a lot better and now goes under a different name, because I have him on my friends list and I don't have a recollection of adding him, so I don't know when Kaiser got good. But I've played, as you saw in the pregame record, 3 games against him in the past few days, and 2 of them have gone his way. Can try to even out the score here, even though I'm not on exactly my most favorable character to do so. A lot of axe play for sure. Ooh, I love using the grounded axe there like he just did. It puts them at such a nice angle for a multitude of follow-ups. I've done Sair, I've done Ensig on Jala if people aren't dodging. It's just such a good mix-up. And honestly, I think all the changes that they've made to Axe in recent history have been good ones for the weapon's health. Especially, I love new Axe ground pound. I love how that move feels. I feel like it adds a little something to Axe's kit that it didn't have before. That it didn't necessarily need, because I think the weapon was, you know, fine before. Not great, not top tier, but I think it was fine. Ooh, that was a good catch. Getting juggled a little bit. Bound to happen on flat stages such as Brawlhalla. And especially bound to happen on... I knew he was going to go for Ensig, but I tried to go a little lower. He caught me anyways. Especially bound to happen when you're playing Cannon, because Cannon just... I'd say the absolute worst part about Cannon is that it's so hard to get in on people. And when you're trying to land as Cannon, you don't have a whole lot of great options. Ground pound is not viable for landing. Down air hits at an angle, so if they stand directly under you, it becomes really difficult. And I mean, aside from that, you can like try to go to the side of them and side air, but side air, Cannon side air is very easy to spot dodge, and most good players are really good at doing it by now. Need to find this KO right now if I want to put someone together. He has no dodge. That'll catch him. It's possible. It'd be great to end the video with a win. And, you know, if there's any weapon that can put it together, it's Cannon. There we go. That's a good string. Old Cannon probably would have killed him. Oh, a downer. Another one. I needed that ground pound to hit. Oh. No! I mismoved. I messed up my movement there and got punished for it, but I almost put together the comeback. Obviously didn't play the best I've ever played on Onyx this video, but hey, give me a break. I'm only level 9 on the character. And, you know, 2 weapons that I don't consider to be very good right now. But yeah, hope you enjoyed watching the video. I'm on the fence on whether or not I'll continue making Brawlhalla videos after this. Honestly, I think a big part of it depends on how well the video itself does. I don't know if you guys are still, you know, sticking around following my channel or not. So, I mean, if you do want to see more stuff, I would appreciate sharing it to other people. I think I'm probably the most behind on the Brawlhalla YouTube game of all my colleagues. So, you know, that little boost would help. But if not, hope you enjoyed the video anyways, and peace out.